All right guys, so this is a leg extension. Most likely, unless you're at an amazing gym, you probably won't have access to the Prime leg extension. Being bougie in my own gym right now, like these machines are awesome. So most likely what you're gonna have in like a commercial setting is a stack loaded leg extension, but the same setup and execution for whatever machine you use. As far as like where you should be on this machine has like a little green dot. Usually a stack loaded will have something here, but the main idea is like, hey, this is the pivot point. So we want our knee to line up with the pivot point. So like the first mistake I see people doing is they're way too far forward, or most of the time people aren't too far back because that actually kind of hurts when you extend. So people tend to be just too far forward this way. So make sure your knee is in line with this pivot point here. And then this guy moves up and down. I know other stack loaded machines are different, but as far as placement on the leg, just wherever is going to be most comfortable. Obviously you don't want it literally on your foot or like the laces of your shoes. I think like right above the ankle is like ideally a good place to start. You can always move it higher if you want. Now as far as setting this up, we want to have this set so that when we get to the bottom of the position, we don't want the load to, or the stack to hit and deload. So like here, like this is where I'm going to start. And if you can't see, like this is hovering here. So like as I go through my set until I get like screaming quads, like I'll never deload the weight. So there's going to be tension going through my quads the entire time. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a quad exercise, so you're going to be hitting all these muscles here. You shouldn't feel your butt or anything. As we set up, another thing that I'll see a lot is like as people go through and like load this machine up, they start doing like this kind of stuff where their butt is like coming off this pad like this, and that's just, we're just losing output at that point and kind of just essentially wasting reps. So what we want to do, whether you have handles here or wherever, if you don't have handles, you at least have this seat. So you want to pull yourself down into the seat as you go through this. I like to position myself in a more upright position versus being here. Not that those two things are good or bad or wrong or right. If you lean forward a little bit, you're going to flex this hip, which is going to get this rectus femoris to fire harder. So this like middle quad is a little bit of a hip flexor, so you'll be able to challenge that a little bit more. But if you wanted to like take a set far, so if you have like a set of 20 and you get to 12 and you just can't quite finish, you could then go back into this position and you'd be able to rep out the rest of those. So it's a way to kind of extend a set, start hard, finish a little bit less hard. So I like to start upright, pulling down into this seat so I don't move at all. And then from there, we want a steady tempo. So another thing I see all the time is people throw it. So we have that bounce. If we really want to challenge the quads and isolate them, which is what this machine is made for, we want to start our tempo by grabbing here first. So we want to create tension in the quad. And we want to follow the same tempo and finish in that shortened position. Now on the way down, we want to control that weight too. So even though I have 25 pounds on here, as I'm going up, I'm getting a little bit shaky because I'm actually making my quads do a lot of work by controlling this weight up and down. So make sure you control, don't drop the weight, follow it all the way up, squeeze, and come back down. Like so.